Hello to my beautiful collective here. My name is Ryland. I'm a singer-songwriter and intuitive guide, and I am going to be giving you a message today through some cards I have pulled. I am sitting in my car here on a rainy day in a very different setting than I normally would be, so we'll see how the energy affects it. But your reading seems fairly clear to me. We're just gonna go kind of card by card, let the message unveil itself. Okay. First card I pulled for you as an animal guide is Stingray. This guy has been coming out a lot lately. Stingray is all about strength, all about having a sense of spine, a sense of backbone, a strong backbone. On the bottom of the deck, I pulled Swan. The Swan is all about elegant creativity, mysticism, grace. And in this deck, it's about taking solo time out to allow a vision to emerge, to journal, write, reflect, be in your creative space, whatever that may mean. So I'm speaking to artists. And I'm speaking to artists who are fairly serious about their craft. And when I say serious about your craft, I was just having a conversation with somebody in my life where to be a serious artist, it does not mean you need to be doing it at a professional level. It does not mean you need to be performing and putting on the whole shebang and having the whole exact, you know what I'm talking about. I split the deck to whale as well, which is interesting. To be a serious artist is an act of self-care in itself. To be a serious artist is to live your life fully, because we're all artists, we're all creatives, right? Everything we're doing in our day-to-day is a form of creativity. Going for a walk can be a form of creativity. Arranging your dishes in the cabinet a certain way is creativity. Little acts of creativity. But I see that you are a strong creative. You understand this principle. You take it seriously. You're very reflective, very introspective. You might be very used to working on your own. You might be very used to creating on your own. You're a lone wolf in a lot of ways. But because of this, your creativity has only gotten stronger, because sometimes it's beautiful to collaborate with others. It's wonderful to collaborate with others, but sometimes being called to a softer message right now, interestingly. Your personal time, your solo time, that really vulnerable, soft space you're able to get into when you're on your own, has been invaluable for strengthening you. I think Spirit's wanting me to emphasize how silent and quiet and soft strength can be. Strength can be the very act of creating itself, in your flow, in an effortlessness. The stingray, right, is also, it's very strong and has a backbone, but it also lives in the water. It moves through water. Water is the element of creativity. You're learning how to flow more and more. It's expanding. I think you already know how to do this, but it's expanding into a territory that maybe you've never experienced before, because right next I'm getting the anxiety card. And do you see how this anxiety is this cloud over a void and a staircase? I love that this is a staircase. It's like as you're ascending in your creativity, as it's expanding, as you're walking up the steps into this void, into this unknown. You don't know where this creativity is going to lead you. By nature, to be a strong creative, you have to allow that unknown to sort of take you a little bit for a ride. This mental cloud, it exists there. It never stops existing, right? We don't fully dissolve anxiety for the rest of our lives all at once. It comes and goes. But you know how to accept anxiety. You've found acceptance for your anxiety. Made friends with it even. You understand that it is there as a signal. It indicates something to you. It tells you something about the thoughts you're having. And it can also actually indicate to you that you're growing. When we feel anxiety, when we feel uncomfortable, sometimes we think we're spiraling or we're stuck in the same place, and that's absolutely true in some cases. But to me, I see it as, in this reading at least, you're growing, you're expanding into a new chapter, into the unknown. And with that swan, you may be doing a lot of this on your own. Maybe other people don't understand what you're doing, what you're creating. You're taking this creativity seriously. Other people might not believe in it, right? Other people might just misunderstand it. Maybe you don't even fully understand it, but you're trusting it. You're trusting that it's taking you where you're meant to go. And there's anxiety, but you have accepted the path, right? The sun. You're holding your hands up to the sun. The sun is leading the way. Because you see in this void, there are still stars. You're out to explore the universe. You're out to explore what else there is for you. You know the life you've been living is not enough for you anymore. That sounds harsh to say, but the life you've been living, you know that you're destined to expand and explore different avenues. And it's like you're relieved to do so. You're relieved that there's more. You're relieved at this walk. Yeah, I'm getting that sort of duality of you're anxious. There's always that anxiety. There's always that fear of the unknown, but you're relieved and you're excited about it. Interestingly, I put anxiety right back into the deck, and now I don't know where it went. And now it's just acceptance. I don't usually do that. So yeah, it pops out for a minute, but you know how to just accept it and move forward anyway. Beautiful. This creativity, you're offering it to something higher. You're offering it up to a greater purpose, a greater service. This card came out in yesterday's reading too. A lot of these cards are coming out again and again. So this collective I'm speaking to is needing to hear this multiple times. This creative course you are on, this stepping into the unknown, is bigger than you. Sometimes it's easy for us to get caught up in, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? When we think it's just about ourselves, right? When we think, oh, just, little old me. Not little old you. Big ol' you. You're offering this up to the divine. The divine is using you as an instrument for greater beauty, greater divine order in a way, greater divine intelligence. You're smoking is something I heard. So maybe there are some attractive people in here. And here we go. I hope this is okay for YouTube. On the bottom of the deck was sensuality with the mandrake. You have a way about you. You have an attractive quality to you that is very, not only conventionally attractive maybe, but you're attractive energetically. You attract ideas, you attract knowledge, you attract the right people, places, things, because you're walking in alignment on this path with your highest expansive most expansive self. You're also learning to be more in touch with your senses. You're learning to be more in touch with what's here now, letting the present moment guide you creatively. Rather than trying to plan it all out, this has been coming out in readings too, rather than trying to plan it all out with your ducks in a row to try to make something so perfected or controlled. You're learning that in the moment, your senses and your ability to feel with the senses, and not only to feel with the physical senses, but sixth senses too, psychic sense, energetic sense, you are learning how to just feel into reality as it is, right here, right now, without resisting it. And because of that, your creativity is expanding as well. I think this is part of your offering yourself up to the divine, where before you may have kept yourself very restricted in a box where you were in your mind a lot and you didn't allow yourself to go out into the world because you thought you had to figure something out first, or you thought that if you went out into the world, you'd be leaving. That's what I'm getting here. I might be talking to people who are a little bit addicted to their own minds, addicted to spirit. That's harsh. Addicted to problems, addicted to your own problems, where it's like your rumination on that problem. You think that by ruminating on it and being hyper vigilant of it and holding it in your mind is going to solve it, or you think that if you leave it and set it aside that it's going to come get you. Which I have a lot of empathy for that, because I have absolutely dealt with that. I'm speaking about myself here. But there's an aspect here where when you can set those things aside for a moment, when you can allow yourself to say, hey, listen, you know what? I'm ruminating a lot. Let me get out of the momentum of this and just interrupt this thought pattern cycle with what's here now, what's physically here in front of me, what can I work with right here, right now, what's real for me right here, right now. That's how you offer this creativity up to the divine. That's also going back to this acceptance. And I think there are some people here who are very good, a lot of people here who are very good at this already, but it's just a reminder and confirmation that getting into your senses, getting into your body, going out and enjoying the world, especially as we're here in summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Get outside, go enjoy the sun, go for a walk, go swimming, go to the beach, go get yourself an ice cream cone. This will help you to inspire this creativity and to accept this creative path, to get more used to it, to enjoy it. Because that's another thing too, right? We can get so in our heads where it's like, oh, this serious mission I'm on. Oh, I'm serving the divine. This is so, this has to be this way, this has to be that way, and it has to be so great. The sacral chakra, sensuality, it's like, okay, let's just calm it down a little bit. Let's just calm it down a little bit. I got a little banana here. Hello. Let's just calm it down. Silliness. You need to get silly. You need to get silly, funny. Watch some funny videos. Watch some comedy. Taking life a little less seriously will help you with this path and this mission. Because as serious and as divine as it is, it's also like, you have to let the steam off. You have to let yourself understand that it's all divine theater. It's all play as well. And what you're creating will actually be even more expansive and more beautiful when you let yourself enjoy the process more. When you let yourself just soften into the flow of it, rather than making it this like grandiose. I want to be careful, because the word grandiose is not bad, as you know, in my channeled message yesterday. Your purpose here is grandiose and it is huge, but when we get in our heads about it being grandiose, when we get in our heads thinking it has to look so huge and has to look a certain way, that's when we can get stopped up in it and actually block ourselves on the path. We can resist it. When if you just like let go, paradoxically, it will get huge. It will get momentous. It will by the time you even realize it, be the thing you always wanted, be the great huge dream, and you're gonna be like, wait, hold on, I was just having fun the whole time, I was just enjoying myself. That's kind of the paradox of manifestation in so many ways. You know, when we think it has to be a certain way, when we imagine it and picture it to be a certain way, it's like sometimes that can cause resistance, where when we let go and then just let ourselves just be like, okay, well, let's just see what happens here, then you get everything you ever wanted and more, in such an unexpected way. Okay. So, hello. Let yourself play. Let yourself be a silly little goose. Oh my goodness. Last cards here for your oracles. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. And on the bottom of the deck, we have triumphant success. And what's peeking out here? Is it the wisdom card? It's the wisdom card. We have triumphant success and wisdom. And now wisdom is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. I'll leave it there like that. Stand your ground, triumphant success, wisdom. I'm getting this message lately about really like holding your core. Hold that core frequency, okay? And again, that doesn't mean holding your core frequency in like a hyper-vigilant way. It doesn't mean holding it in the sense of like, I must be on my watchtower watching to make sure there are no enemies who get me. Guys, what is this silly little goose energy coming through me? Stand your ground can just mean like protect your joy, protect your peace, giving yourself, like standing your ground in the vibe of like, no, you know what? I'm not dealing with all of that heavy negative drama stuff going on. I'm standing my ground as in like, I'm gonna go enjoy myself. I'm gonna go be creative. I'm gonna go on my own and write and be silly and make Play-Doh sculptures and do tarot and sing a song and whatever have you, right? That's standing your ground. Standing your ground, because when I see stand your ground, I think of the masculine energy, right? The masculine energy, it's very firm, it's protective, it holds the fort kind of thing. It takes action to move things along. But it's not like the masculine, when it gets into doing that for its own sake, it just goes nowhere. That's what we see in the world right now, is this rampant masculine energy that's just kind of doing stuff for its own sake, but without really knowing why, because it's missing the magic, the creativity, the beauty, and the flow of the feminine, which is the whole point of that symbiotic relationship. Like the masculine is meant to protect and is meant to stand up and take action so that the feminine can flow and do her work and be free. So for you, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. For you, standing your ground can be as simple as your masculine side protecting that sacred time and space you have to be feminine and to be creative and to be in flow, right? You just have to let yourself. That's super interesting. Just now, I got a little bit distracted. That could be part of it. And that's been coming from readings too, is your masculine focus protecting your sacred space and time. This is a sacred space and time right now. Me reading here for you, me sending you this message. This is a sacred space. What is your sacred space? How can you stand your ground in that and protect that? Because in doing so, you're going to experience triumphant success. You're going to have revelations, deeper revelations about self, deeper wisdom coming from the insights you experience in those protected spaces that you create, right? Because when we're running around doing the same old mundane thing every day, living in the distraction, just living unconscious, it can feel like we're just in Groundhog Day, never changing, always staying the same. That's when depression creeps in, because we're not expressing our truth. We're not expanding. But the program, the conditioning makes you think that you have to do all that to somehow get ahead to the day when then you'll finally be able to have this great life. Like, we love to procrastinate in our minds this fantasy of when it happens, when I get to just have freedom. That's what, like, I'm gonna say it like this. A lot of people, when they fantasize or idealize retirement, I notice, like, there are a lot of people in our society, we have this thing where it's like work until you're retired, and then you can enjoy your life, then you can be free, then you can do all your hobbies. When it's like, no, because when you retire, then a lot of people realize, why didn't I do that sooner? Because then they're older and they're not as energetic as maybe they once were, or maybe they are just, you realize, like, the problems you had in your life didn't just go away because that one external condition changed. You have to unconditionally, in the moment, say, okay, this is who I am and what I am. But where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? Where are we going, Rylan? Come on, let's get back. Beep, 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 beep. Get me back on track, universe. Get me back on track. What were we talking about again? What were we talking about again? Play. Play. Enjoy yourself. And offer this as, it's sacred play. The universe is divine play. It's divine theater. We have to claim that now. We have to claim that childlike joy today, right where we are. Let ourselves diversify. Let ourselves have that sacred space. That's what I was getting at. You know, we think that mundane is going to somehow earn us some virtue. We think that mundane, just, you know, grind, that 9 to 5 vibe every single day, the same thing, which, if you love doing that, great. But a lot of people don't. And the people who don't, thinking that it's going to get them some virtue or think it's going to get them somewhere, it's just procrastinating your life, procrastinating living fully. And it's not that you have to drop it all, but just diversifying, protecting, and holding firm your sacred space when you can for sacred activity, sacred play, that divine feminine, letting that feminine flow, rest, relaxation, just wonder. Just wonder, I wonder what would happen if I did this. I wonder what would happen if I spoke like that. I wonder what kind of world I could create. You know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, this is a really beautiful reading. It's just, this is giving me, like, yeah, divine feminine, sacred play. It's time for sacred play. And I've given some messages that are have a very serious tone and channeled a very serious masculine energy yesterday. Ooh. Vehicle shuts off in 27 seconds. Press OK to override. Override. That could be a sign this reading is finished. I don't even think I need the tarot. Yeah, I don't think I need the tarot, actually. That's the message. So, yeah, sacred play. I've been giving a lot of messages about... Actually, I don't even know if I want to go there. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's time to play. Your divine essence and your divine mission, your divine purpose is going to unfold as you play bigger. That's the message. I gave a message yesterday. It was a very intense, sort of like stern father figure saying, play bigger. This is what the result of that is to me. Play bigger. Give yourself bigger time to play. Give yourself bigger time to enjoy and be silly and be a little child and be fun. And that'll lead you where you're meant to go next. Okay. I love you guys lots. I'll see you in the next message. Take care. Bye.